moment of silence for the one and only Mr. Dikembe Mutombo. No, no, no. But you know what? I am a little bit sick. I kind of got that, purple fever going on over here, buddy. I don't know. So, let's see if I can make it through this episode. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in on To The Point with the King. You guys know what to do. Find us Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, which is hopefully where you're watching us. And if you are, I consider you To The Point family and are supporting our fantastic guests, which I consider To The Point family. So they're family with you, especially my man right there, Jose. And if you guys want to find out, you know what I mean? Like, if I know a lot of you guys are out there betting on football and stuff like that. You want to get some good picks? Holla at him. Don't holla at me. All I'll tell you is the Vikings all day. Okay? And guys, for you guys out there, look, we're still waiting on 750 subs. I know it's getting cold out there. It's autumn. We're still giving away this Raptors jersey. And maybe when we get a little bit further, we could be giving away one of these for you guys. Okay? But Jose, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, man. Just another beautiful day in this paradise.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Every day you wake up, it's a good day, right?
Yes, sir.
But I understand that you were pretty adamant when I spoke to you about coming on the show because there's a topic that we need to discuss. And Raptors Nation and the Raptors fans are pretty divided on this. From what I've seen, I would say 50-50, right? About this man right here. Shout out to Beto Art, EEDDOART. If you want to get this shirt, holla at him. But Vince Carter's jersey retirement down at the on the Dixon court recently, and how the Raptors are going to be retiring his jersey. Now, my question to you is: should he have his jersey retired for the Toronto Raptors?
Absolutely, yes. That's not even a question to ask. Not even a question. Listen, if it wasn't for the half man, half amazing, the highlights that he put, the slam dunk competition, nobody wouldn't even know who the Raptors was. This man got drafted. Thank God he got traded to the Raptors on the draft day for Antoine Jameson. And then since then, he put Toronto on the map. Dude, like, how can you not put this guy in the Raptors? Maybe he shouldn't be the first Raptor in the to retire his jersey. Maybe not, but you cannot deny this man shouldn't have his jersey retired. Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for this man, the Raptors wouldn't have an organization to this day. It would be the same thing as the Vancouver Grizzlies. They would be out of the league because this man. No, everybody would be talking about Toronto. They want to be talking about Alvin Williams. They want to be talking about Charles Oakley. No, they were talking about Vince Carter. He would go anywhere he would go play, sold out because everybody wanted to see him dunk on somebody or do an amazing play, right? So I've been hating on people not letting him retire his jersey in Toronto. Why not? The man. He was Toronto Raptors before he left. Oh yeah, he left in a bad situation. There was a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of issues behind the scenes that nobody knows, and you can go into it too because you know a lot of stuff. You know a lot of stuff that more than I do. But I'm just an outside guy. But how can you deny this guy not having his jersey retired? And as a Raptor, you can't, because this man, dude, his stats will be one of the he's one of the top leading scorers in the Raptors. And yeah, he didn't win us a championship. He wasn't here for long, but when he was here, everybody would be talking about Toronto. He put Toronto on NBC. You know how hard it is to put for any other team, but besides the Lakers or Boston or the big name teams to play on NBC back in the day. That was like playing on ESPN, like prime time nowadays.
Even
Back in
now,
the
the
days,
Raptors don't even get focused on this.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just the man. I remember the first game on NBC. Like it was like the biggest thing in Toronto. Like it was a shock to everybody. It was like, why? It wasn't because of anybody else. It was because everybody wanted to see Vince Carter. So I think he deserves. I think he deserves it. He left in a bad situation. I don't think he should have done that interview. I think that interview maybe ruined his reputation here in Toronto a lot for what he said. And I guess people maybe
What
took
do you say?
everything out of that he didn't want to play here anymore. He didn't want to dunk. He didn't want to he missed games on purpose and stuff like that. But dude, that's a man saying talking I believe he's talking out of frustration. I believe if they had done because nowadays any superstar what a superstar wants, a superstar gets. You want to make a
Bronny
trade?
James.
LeBron James.
Sorry,
Yeah, you can say
sorry.
LeBron James. Anybody. You want this guy? Yeah, okay. Well, they try to make everything for them. The man, all he wanted to do was get in a couple of veteran players to make the team better, and they didn't. And they ended up trading him for nobody. Alonzo Mourning didn't even cross the border.
Exactly. No passport.
Aaron Williams and Eric Williams, I don't even know who they were before they even got traded. Those are a bunch of no-namers, that garbage players, and a couple of first-round picks that they didn't even know what to use. They used it on Rafael Araújo for like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. It was. I blame also the Grunwald for that trade because how can you lose a superstar player like that and only get two
Nothing.
players, nothing back, basically nothing. At least get a superstar back or a development player, a rookie that you can develop for the future, right? But it is what it is.
You know. You know what? I'll just say this: does he deserve to have his jersey retired? Yes. Is the timing correct? No. Is it due to marketing that the Raptors are now celebrating their 30th anniversary? Yeah, good idea, right? Because right now, like it's like the NBA and all these franchises, it's a business. It's a business model, right? You're gonna sell tickets. You're gonna make money at concession. You know, you're gonna make money off of jerseys, right? Off of merchandise. You're gonna make money off of that. You're gonna create a hysteria in the city of Toronto. It's gonna help. It's gonna help support certain businesses economically, right? I totally get that. I understand that, right? And Vince did bring that to Toronto, especially considering, I will say this: anybody that wants to say anything to me about this, come and find me where I live, and I will tell you the greatest dunk of all time in my watching basketball since the 1980s was when Vince Carter pulled off that dunk in the Olympics. Literally jumping over a 7-foot dude in game. It wasn't even rehearsed. Okay.
Greatest dunk of in game all time. Greatest dunk in game all time.
No questions asked. Right?
Nope.
Right? You can argue about number 2 to 5, whatever. I don't care. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourself. Right? He did bring, I remember playing what was that video game? NBA Streets, I think it was. And they had the Vince Carter court. And it was in Toronto. It was on a rooftop and it had the CN Tower in the back, which is amazing because if you guys have been here in the city of Toronto, you know you can go most places and just look down and you can see the CN Tower right in front of you. It is our landmark. It is us here for the city of Toronto, right? And he did bring a lot of recognition. Hold on. Give me a second. I have to make a call. Hey, Art, can you play that? Yeah. Thanks. I know you're in Lithuania. This is long distance, man. Get off the phone. Just put it on. All right, cool. Peace.
Bang like Vince Carter from the baseline. Don't waste my time.
Hip hop artists back then were wearing the purple front, black back Vince Carter jerseys, wearing the number 15. They were wearing Raptors hats. They're still wearing it to this day just because of Vince alone. So, regardless of his exit, which I cannot speak of due to my sources as to the exact reason why, because I will not sell them out. I just will say this. You disrespect my mama? Oh, buddy, you're going to see the old Brian come back, man. You know what I mean? You never do that, right? That's where the line is drawn. And so if we were to take away, I'm going to ask you this, Jose. If we were to take away the business model as to what he has brought monetarily to the city of Toronto and the recognition, what is his legacy here for your Toronto Raptors?
He was a great player. I don't like he didn't win any championships, but dude, people forget he almost took the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Iverson 76ers. It took to Game 7 that last shot, and he still got criticized because he went for his graduation for North Carolina. Like, how can you disrespect the man? Like, okay, the man went to go get his diploma and he still got it in the private jet and he went to the game and he still balled out. That him and Iverson, that series was one of the greatest series I've ever seen in my life. It was man to man, mano a mano, and let's see who could score the most points and take his team to the victory line. That was a great series. No, dude, he was averaging 25 points in Toronto. He was averaging force of I believe almost 6 rebounds a game. The man was putting up points and he was putting up stats. So you can't just say it was just marketing. And dude, and yeah, you know what? Nowadays, marketing is very key for an NBA player.
He was actually putting
You have to have your
he was actually putting up 23.4 points a game in Toronto. And when it comes to rebounds, 5.2.
yeah, like almost 6 reaps. Okay. Yeah, but like, you know what I mean, dude? He was putting up the numbers, so it's not just marketing and stuff like that, dude. He was a great player. He can shoot the three. He can drive on you. He can dunk. He can, it's just it's like you said in the beginning. I think it's the wrong time for him to retire his jersey. I don't think he should be the first one. I think that's what's the big fuss about all this situation. I think that's where everybody's going crazy. He's the first one that to retire his jersey. Maybe if it was like Kyle Lowry or something, they wouldn't, and then he would be second or third like that. Then I don't think everybody would make such a big fuss about it. But since he's the first one, but dude, they're using this as a marketing. I don't know if you've seen this year's City Edition jerseys. It's the Raptor right behind you, doing the Vince Carter slam dunk right there. Like, come on now. You telling me you're not using this as to make money? And dude, it's like you said, everybody's still rocking that white jersey right behind you with the Raptor with the 15 or the purple one. Dude,
That's his cousin.
the man.
That's T-Mac. That's a T-Mac jersey.
Yeah, that's I know, but still, and nobody talks about him. He left even worse his situation than Vince. He picked up his ball and he left to Orlando. People don't even say nothing about him. But he was bad because Vince Carter went and did an interview that saying that he didn't want to play here or he didn't try hard enough and this and that. He faked injuries. Come on, dude, please. Like you said, the man deserves it. I don't think he should have been the first one, but you know what? They're using it this year as the 30th anniversary. And if it wasn't for Vince Carter, there wouldn't be 25 and there wouldn't be 30 years anniversary. Okay, because that man kept the dream alive here in Toronto. And like I said in the beginning, if it wasn't for him and putting Toronto on the map, it would have been the same thing like the Grizzlies, bankrupt or moved it down to the States. That's the way it is. And dude, like you said, that dunk in game against France, dude, I've never seen that in my life. Jumping over a 7-foot dude in game, and you see Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett's face was like that. That's what kills me. He didn't even know what to do. He was in shock. He cheered. He like it was. It's just he was a freak of nature. That guy. He was half human, half amazing. That's Chuck Swirsky. That guy was the best when he was calling his dunks and stuff like that. Like I used to love it when he used to call his dunks. But and then again, then you got the shocks. Remember the Nike shocks? Who made those Nike shocks famous?
I had a pair.
It was him. It was him. He's the one who made those Nike shocks famous, man. Dude, like that guy, he's amazing, man. He was an amazing player. He was amazing, and thank God for him because he's the one who kept Toronto alive in the basketball world until they ended up getting better with the Mars and Lowry's and Kawhi's and stuff like that. But at the beginning when they were losing all those losing seasons, not even Damon Stoudemire, not even Marcus Camby, not even Tracy McGrady's and stuff like that. It was all about Vince Carter. It was all they talked about was Vince Carter.
You see, that's what I say about his legacy. It's like, regardless of if you take away the departure of him leaving the city of Toronto, while he was here, I will say that, he provided a lot for the city, right? Like, I think it was about 10 years ago, I was out of the country. I was in Trinidad, actually, and I was watching the NBA Finals, and people were asking me, I was watching it at the bar with my family, and random people were asking me, where you from? And I'm like, Toronto. Like, oh, Vince Carter, right? They actually brought that up to me, and I was like, you guys actually know basketball out here? I thought you guys only know cricket. But to me, it was astonishing. It was like, wow, that is a legacy, because that's international. That's what you associate his name with, is with us here in the city, right? Even though, despite the fact that he did go to New Jersey, he did go to Sacramento, he did go to Memphis, he did go to Atlanta, right? He's been to a bunch of teams. But what I want to ask you is, what did you think about, like, despite him going to the other teams? Wait, let me finish my legacy part. His legacy here is a lot, right? Because of here, he was nicknamed half man, half amazing, right? He wasn't named Air Jordan. He was named Air Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Representing a whole nation that finally won a championship. But despite his departure, he went to the other teams, and his stats really fell off from the other teams, right? Except for maybe one stat that I dug up. But do you think that his departure, despite his 20 seasons, right? 21? Yeah, 21 seasons? Yeah.
21, yeah.
Despite that, do you think that he fell off after he left Toronto, and he should have been like his cousin, Tracy McGrady, that stayed? By the way, side anecdote, one of my high school classmates is cousins with both of them, and all three of them found out they were cousins at that particular cookout. Anyway, but do you think he should have stayed in Toronto to
100%. He should have stayed in Toronto. This was his team. This is his country. Everybody basically, he was bigger than hockey players, and you know how hockey is in Canada. He was like the main man in Toronto.
Justin, Sidney Crosby took a 3-pound shit in the toilet. We waited. Thank you. Oh, the Raptors,
you know what I mean?
Won last night. Thank you. Get the fuck out,
dude. Like, come on, are you kidding me? That guy, if he stayed here, he had everything to be one of the greatest. He would have been the greatest Raptor of all time, and hands down. He would have beat every single record as the Raptor. He would have, dude. He would have. I'm not saying maybe he would have won a championship in Toronto. You never know. His stats centered off when he went to New Jersey, because New Jersey already had a good team. They already had Jefferson. They had Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin and stuff. Like they already had players already. They already had theirs. They just added him just for the name and stuff like that. And Yeah, they made a couple playoff runs and stuff with him there, but and then later on in his career, you know what? I give him props for him not chasing a ring. That's one thing people don't realize about him. He didn't chase rings because he could have chased rings and he could have gone to those super teams and stuff like that. No, he stayed with these young kids, like the Atlanta Hawks when they were rebuilding with these young kids, and he, mentor these young kids and teach them how the ropes of the game is and stuff like that. Even when he went to Dallas, yeah, he played well with Dirk Nowitzki and he made some winning shots and stuff like that. But he was coming already off the bench and stuff. He usually wasn't even, you know what I mean. His career was already declining and stuff like that. But
You just said something right there, and the people that do not like Vince Carter, um, being having his jersey retired here in Toronto, what a lot of them will say is, uh, he could have came back to Toronto to mentor some of the young players. There is some animosity there from some people out there in Raptors Nation, right? Yeah, he could have come back. A lot of people think that his speech that he had on the court with Masai there and a few other former Raptors players, they say that wasn't heartfelt. And a lot of people will argue and say that, you know, he should have given an apology that he wasn't here for the Raptors. Do you think that's warranted?
um, it's tough to say. It's tough to say because do the fans deserve an apology? In somewhat, you know what? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's why we live in this
That's why we're
country.
here.
It's a freedom of speech, right? So if it's like you at work. If you don't like your coworkers and you want to improve your team, you're gonna try to get better workers to make your teams make your job much easier, or better. And that's what he wanted to do. And the Raptors weren't letting him do that. So he's like, you know what? Why should I be killing myself? Why should I be killing myself? And you guys not even doing anything about it. So he has his. Should he apologize? I think he should have apologized at least to the fans. I think he should have done an interview and just apologize to the fans. I don't think he owes the organization an apology. I think he just owes the fans because it's just like we were talking about. He was the face of Raptor basketball. He was basketball in Canada. He was that, and people feel like they just got slapped in the face by what he did. And as a Raptor fan, dude, and this guy, listen, man, I was in high school, man. I would be thinking I'm Vince Carter trying to dunk and stuff. I'll be trying to do all his moves and stuff, dude. I'm white, I can't jump. Like the movie White Man Can't Jump. I was trying to do some. I used to like try to bring those like little nets down to like 5 feet, and we used to try to do the 360 windmills, and you know what I mean, like even those like
Through the
little.
legs.
Yeah, through the legs, and you get stuffed by the rim. Come on now, everybody wanted to be like Vince, man. But dude, like it's hard to. He deserves. I think the fans do deserve an apology. I think that's what that he should have done. He should have apologized to the fans. I don't think he owns anything to the organization, but to the fans, I think he should have just apologized.
I agree with you 100%. I think I do believe maybe he should give an apology to the fans because we were all hurt at that time. There's no question about that, right? The organization, he doesn't need to apologize to them because, like I told you,
They treated him like shit.
I know from behind the scenes there was an incident which caused all of this. Okay, now people might say certain things about it. That's your opinion. Like you said, everybody has an opinion. But if I was in that position, I would probably do the exact same thing as him and be like, you know what? You want to mess with my mama? That's my red button.
Family comes first.
She gave me life, right? And she's helping me. She gave birth to me, and I'm putting you on the map. Give her some respect, right? I totally get it. But before we head out of here, I want to ask you one more thing. Are you going to be at the game when they retire
If I
jersey?
if I can get tickets, damn right I'm gonna be at that game. Damn right I'm gonna be at that game. If I can get tickets to that game, oh buddy, yeah. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's the first ever Raptor jersey retired, dude. And it's Vince Carter. Maybe he'll throw. Maybe he'll just watching those highlights back in the him dunking on Tim Duncan with one hand and twisting on the rim, or the Ben Wallace going around Ben Wallace and jamming on Detroit, or even just put all the dunks in the All-Star game there. Just put all the dunks, and everybody will go crazy. Everybody will be like back into the day. It's over. It's over. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you gotta say. That's all we gotta say. They should have jerseys. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna be there. Maybe we'll talk behind the scenes. Maybe you can come with me. But I know
Maybe hook it up some tickets.
I'm gonna be there for sure. No, I don't need tickets. I got bucks. I'm good.
Gee, you balling. You balling out over here.
But Jose, thank you for joining me. I know you wanted to get this off your chest because I know a lot of Raptors Nation out there, they're divided, and I wanted to bring you in just to actually show that side. I might bring somebody else in for another video on this who's going to speak completely opposite of you. We'll see about that. You know who I'm talking to. You're out there. But on behalf of myself, the one and only, the jubilant, jovial, Jose, the man who's got a crystal ball when it comes to football. Bars, take that in. And you guys out there, the To The Point family, all the fantastic guests, all you viewers out there, we got nothing but love from you here. Shout out to my man, Art. Thank you for picking up the phone, even though it's long distance, right? And playing that. My guy. On behalf of all of us here from To The Point family, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
Peace.